Let's talk about something that tends to be glorified to a fault. Something that people, in their infinite wisdom, often claim is the key to success. Discipline. Yes, discipline. We've all heard it, haven't we? Success comes to those who wake up early, who force themselves to push through when they don't feel like it, who practice every single day, no matter the cost. And we buy into it. We buy into it because, well, it sounds simple, doesn't it? It sounds like something we can control. But if we step back for a moment, let's take a closer look at the most successful people in the world. Be it in business, sports, the arts, or any field you can think of, discipline isn't the driving force behind their success. No. It's something far more powerful. Something we can't put in a tidy little box and call it hard work. It's a mystical force that propels them forward when the world says stop. The likes of Steve Jobs, Kobe Bryant, or even a brilliant composer like Beethoven, are they the product of sheer, mechanical discipline? Hardly. They're the result of something far more potent, far more genuine. So, before we continue on this path of self-imposed suffering, perhaps we should ask, what if discipline is not the answer? What if it's actually holding us back? Discipline, my friend, is not the magnificent beast it's often made out to be. Let me explain. From a logical standpoint, discipline equals resistance. It's a mechanical, passive force that demands you do something your body or mind resists. It's like a well-meaning drill sergeant in your head, barking orders. You must do this. Push through. Don't give up. Now, I'm not saying a bit of structure and order doesn't have its place in this chaotic world of ours. But discipline, at its core, is a reaction to something you don't want to do. It's almost like brute force, the act of forcing yourself to show up for something that doesn't light you up. It's painful, really. It's the effort to overcome inertia by sheer willpower alone. Now, consider this. If you naturally want to do something, if your mind and heart are aligned with a purpose, then there's no need for discipline. You won't have to coax yourself into it, like a reluctant teenager being dragged out of bed on a Monday morning. You're already there. The desire is already bubbling inside of you, like a kettle that's about to whistle. When you're in that state, when you feel inspired and driven, you're not only showing up, you're enjoying every moment of it. You get satisfaction from it, because it's something that truly excites you, something that energizes you rather than drains you. And when you're in that state, you don't need discipline. In fact, discipline becomes unnecessary, because passion is the real fuel that propels you. Now, let's consider why discipline, as your primary engine, is an especially dangerous idea. Let's dig into it, shall we? Imagine you're a musician, a writer, or an entrepreneur, and you're trying to create something extraordinary. Can you really bring your fullest creativity to life while you're actively forcing yourself to stay on task? Picture it, your mind, locked in a tug-of-war with your body. Your thoughts struggle to escape, but they're trapped in a box labeled discipline. I ask you this, how can you get into that ethereal state of creativity, the flow state, while your brain is being drowned in the cacophony of your own internal resistance? The truth is, you can't. Discipline may get you on the stage, but it's passion that lets you perform. Without passion, creativity is stifled. It's like a singer with perfect pitch but no emotion in their voice. Discipline might help you hit the right notes, but without passion, the song has no soul. When your motivation comes from discipline, it's like pushing a boulder uphill. It's tiring. It's taxing. And at some point, the boulder will roll back down. Passion, however, is like an invisible, yet powerful force, pulling you upward with a strength that defies gravity. So, what should drive you then? Well, that's simple. Inspiration, passion, vision, and an unwavering inner desire, the kind that runs deeper than any external measure of success. You see, passion is the key. It's your nuclear power plant. It's what fuels you, indefinitely. You may think of passion as a spark, but in reality, it's a vast, ever-expanding force that can sustain you for years. Like the reactors that power aircraft carriers, your inner drive, once stoked, can generate energy for as long as you need. And unlike discipline, it never runs out. With passion, you're not pushing yourself, you're pulled forward, constantly energized by the work itself. You don't have to wake up every morning with a dread-filled sigh. Instead, you rise with purpose, with an eagerness to create, to achieve, to become. When passion drives you, the work becomes an extension of your being. You see, when you're connected to your true passion, every decision, every move you make will flow with effortless clarity. The word discipline will fade from your vocabulary. Once you're driven by your true purpose, discipline ceases to be discipline. It becomes second nature, no longer a push, but a natural part of the flow, moving effortlessly in harmony with your passion. You'll realize that what needs to be done will naturally be done, because it aligns with who you are. You'll never have to force yourself to achieve greatness again. Now, let's tackle the most important question. How do you find your passion? How do you uncover that deep, inexhaustible drive that will carry you through your greatest challenges? Well, it starts with listening. Listen to the things that call to you, not the shallow distractions, but the things that move you at your core. The things that resonate with your spirit. This isn't about fleeting interests, we're talking about the things that make you feel alive. Find a vision so big, so expansive, that it excites you, even terrifies you a little. This vision should be bigger than just getting rich or becoming famous. It should be something that makes the very thought of achieving it fill you with an energy you can't quite explain. Perhaps you're drawn to the stories of entrepreneurs who made something from nothing. Maybe watching documentaries about historical figures ignites something in you. Or perhaps you're inspired by music, art, or sports figures whose work speaks to your soul. Take a moment and think about it. If you want to build a company, watch movies like Field of Dreams or read the biographies of people like Phil Knight or Steve Jobs. But don't just look at their success, study their vision. Understand the fire that drove them. Or, perhaps you've always been fascinated by acting. Then, go ahead and watch A Beautiful Mind or Forrest Gump, and let yourself become moved. Draw connections between your dreams and those characters' struggles. You'll start to see how the things that inspire you already have the keys to unlocking your own passion. So, begin there. Find the things that fill you with that sense of purpose. Once you uncover what truly excites you, you'll know. And then, everything will flow naturally. Let's bring this all together. Discipline isn't the key to success, passion is. When you're driven by something you truly care about, you don't need to force yourself to show up. Creativity thrives on inspiration, not resistance. Find your passion, and the rest will follow naturally. Stop focusing on discipline, and start focusing on what excites you. Once you do, everything will click into place. I'm curious, what do you think? Do you believe passion is the true catalyst for success, or do you find yourself relying on the steady hand of discipline? What truly drives you? Share your thoughts with me. After all, it's a question worth exploring, don't you think?